London cyclists are so entitled. That was the title of a Reddit post on the London subreddit, which has now been deleted. So I was not able to contribute in an animated way to that discussion, so I thought I'd make a video of it instead. And in answer to your question, are London cyclists entitled? My answer, which may not surprise some of you, is no, they are not. At least they're no more entitled than London drivers or even London pedestrians. Absolutely, there are some entitled London cyclists. I have even met some of them on my cycling ways, and they can be very annoying indeed. So, entitled cyclists, yes, but entitled drivers and pedestrians, and indeed people, do exist. I'll explain why I think London cyclists have a reputation which is undeserved for being entitled, and I think it goes down to three things. Number one, people are not used to cyclists being on the road. There's been a huge increase in cycling over the last couple of decades, and there's been a 43% increase in cycling since 2019 alone. The cycling network has expanded, there's more money being put into cycle lanes all the time, and this is new to some people, and some people don't like change. So they're having to adjust to either sharing the road with cyclists or seeing cyclists in a cycle lane. And for some people that is infuriating and they hate it. They just don't like that very much. So just by virtue of cyclists being on the road, for some people that is a form of entitlement. Number two, cyclists are a lot more vulnerable. Drivers kill people. Cyclists very occasionally kill people, and when they do, it makes headlines for days. So cyclists kill between 2 and 3 pedestrians a year in the UK, whereas in 2024 drivers killed 409 pedestrians and injured about 5,800. So the numbers are very different. If a car in London, where the average speed is about 10 miles per hour, hits someone, the driver is going to be absolutely fine. If a cyclist is hit by a car, however, they may well get injured and they may even die. And while some people might think that a dead cyclist is hilarious and cause for celebration, I personally don't. I quite want to live, and I want my fellow cycling brethren to live too. So, granted, some cyclists are idiots and they risk their safety. However, the majority of cyclists in London are paying close attention to the potential dangers on the road because we have to. Our safety depends on it. One example of this would be the amount of drivers I see using their phones. I very rarely see a cyclist on their phone, but I see drivers using their phones all the time. In fact, only yesterday I was overtaken by a driver who was FaceTiming on her phone. And as is very typical, my camera was out of battery. I use an Insta Go 360, which is a camera that I absolutely love, but it only has about a 20-minute battery life. It is very small though, would recommend, but I might need to upgrade. And my third reason is space. Cyclists take up much less space than cars. So I think by virtue of all the space that these big cars are taking up, I would argue that that is a sense of entitlement. Just imagine how much space would be freed up if more people chose to cycle. So I think just by virtue of the space that is taken up by these cars, which by the way are growing year on year, I think that is a statement of entitlement by plonking your big fat car in front of everyone, which also means that the roads need a bit more maintenance, which would lead us on to the very tiresome debate of road tax, but that is for another video. So in summary, those are my three reasons why cyclists are perceived as being entitled, but actually are not. Number one, people are not used to seeing cyclists on the road, and when they see them on the road, they get very angry, and they think they shouldn't be here. 20 years ago, didn't see many of them, but now I see lots, and their brain has a meltdown. Number two, cyclists are a lot more vulnerable than they are entitled. Cyclists are a lot more concerned with remaining alive when they reach their destination than they are by lording it over other road users. And number 3, cyclists are taking up a lot less space. I think it's a lot more entitled to be in a big old polluting car than it is to be on a little bike. But what do I know? I'm just a man, blood, flesh and bone. Why don't you leave a comment below and let me know if you think London cyclists are indeed entitled.